Good on you, friends. This is Bull Horse. And I have to tell you that I do not like heights at all. I am deathly afraid of them. I always have been. Even when I was a little kid, I didn't want to get on the carousel or any of the rides at the amusement park because if there was any kind of drop, it was just going to freak me out. When I was 5 years old, I went to Disneyland with my aunt and my grandmother, and I would just have a meltdown, basically screaming like a maniac if they tried to get me onto any rides. It was very embarrassing. Then later in life, I learned that I love hiking. I love being out in nature, getting amongst the trees and the animals, and just feeling the dirt under my feet. It's a wonderful experience. So I had to learn how to manage that fear because you can't be afraid of heights if you want to go hike. There's a lot of fear in the world today because there's so much uncertainty about what's about to happen. So I want to talk with you real briefly about 4 steps that you can take to manage fear in pretty much any situation. And I'm sure that they're going to work for you. So there I was, it's 2017, and I'm in Quito, Ecuador. This is one of the highest cities in the entire world. Just the bottom of the city is about 10,000 feet above sea level, to give you an idea. So very thin air, and you're at altitude just being in the city. And there's this thing called the teleférico, and it's basically a gondola. And it takes you another 2,000 feet up above the city, so you have this incredible view of the city just from the bottom of that teleférico. So now you're at about 12,000, 12,500 feet above the city, you can see everything. The teleférico is taking you to the bottom of this volcano. It's called Pinchicha. And Pinchicha goes up to about 16,000 feet above sea level. And like I said, I love hiking, so I set out to go hike this mountain. And it was a nice clear day in the beginning. The sun was shining. It was relatively warm for being that high up. And I got hiking, and about 20 minutes in, this huge cloud just comes sweeping in from the west. And there's a very narrow path, and I'll never forget it, because on the right side of the path, it was completely clear, and on the left side of the path, you couldn't see anything. So I looked at the path and I said, I'm afraid of this. I don't know if I should proceed, but you know what? I had to, so I did, and I kept climbing, and about 10 minutes later, I started getting to another section with extremely jagged peaks, kind of like just fingers of rocks sticking up, and all you could see was the very top of those fingers because the clouds had made it so that you couldn't see anything below them. And it was cold, and now it was raining a little bit, and I was absolutely terrified. And so I went through this really simple process that anyone can do if you're feeling paralyzed by fear. The first thing that you've got to do is acknowledge that you're afraid. Don't ignore it. Don't try to hide it from it. Don't think it's something else. Just say to yourself, I'm afraid. I'm feeling fear right now. The second thing that you need to do is accept that. I'm okay with this. I know that I'm feeling fear and it's here, and I accept fear for what it is. I'm not going to think that it's something else. I'm not going to overcompensate for the fact that I'm feeling fear and try to make it into something else. I just accept it for what it is. The third thing that you've got to do is cooperate with that feeling. And I said to it, you know what, fear, I acknowledge that I'm feeling you. I accept that you're here. And I've made up my mind to climb this mountain. So you can come with me or you can stay here. It really doesn't matter, but I'm going to go. So you're probably going to bring that fear along with you. So just go ahead and cooperate with it. And the fourth thing, this is the most important thing, is just to look at the very next step. Now, if I were to look up and see those peaks just poking up above the clouds, it would freak me out. If I would look down and see the city of Quito thousands of feet below me, it would freak me out. My legs would start shaking and I would just be stuck in place. So what I would do is just look 1 foot in front of me and just focus on taking each step. And why does that work? Because each step is not scary. It's not scary to take 1 step. But to take a whole lot of steps and to look into the future is very uncertain. And that's why it can be paralyzing for fear. So follow those 4 simple steps, and I promise you, you can get through the fear of pretty much everything. This is Bull Horus. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel because I've got lots of content like this coming out all the time. And click the like button so that more people can see the video. I hope you have a wonderful day.